Hello everyone, welcome to SJC Content. So this is Mrs. L. Jettu Timalda Mary, Assistant Professor in Mathematics. I present this video for first MSc Mathematics in the paper Mathematical Programming Unit 1 Part 3. So in this video lesson, you are going to learn Gomory's mixed integer cutting plane method. In my previous video, you have studied how to solve integer linear programming problem using branch and bound technique. Now we shall discuss the topic Gomory's mixed integer cutting plane method at two levels. First thing is method of constructing the additional constraint, and second one is algorithm. So here let us start with a standard form of the mixed integer linear programming problem, which is defined as follows. The standard form is defined as follows, which is nothing but maximum z equal to c1x1 plus c2x2 plus c3x3 plus etc plus cnxn, subject to the constraints a11x1 plus a12x2 plus a13x3 plus etc a1nxn is equal to b1, and a21x1 plus a22x2 plus a23x3 plus etc plus a2nxn equal to b2, etc am1x1 plus am2x2 plus am3x3 plus etc plus amnxn equal to bm for all xj greater than or equal to 0 and xr is the non-negative integer for r equal to 1 to k, where k is strictly less than n and j takes value from 1 to n. This problem consists of both real and integer values. So let us start with constructing the additional constraint, method of constructing the additional constraint. First, we convert the given integer linear programming problem into standard linear programming problem and solve using simplex method by ignoring the integer requirement. Suppose that the basic variable xr is restricted to be an integer and it is the largest fractional value among all basic variables that are restricted to be an integer value. Then we rewrite the R through of the optimal simplex table as xbr is equal to xr plus sigma r not equal to j arj xj. We take that as equation 1. Here xj represent the non-basic variables in the R row except the variable xr, and xbr is the non-integer value of the variable xr. Then we have to decompose the coefficients of xj, xr and xbr into integer part and non-negative fractional part. So therefore I am writing xbr as the integral part of xbr plus fr. Here fr represents the fractional value and this close bracket xbr represents the integer part of xbr. Hence equation 1 can be rewritten as integral part of xbr plus fr is equal to the coefficient of xr is 1, so the integer part is 1 and fractional part is 0, so that can be written as 1 plus 0 xr plus sigma arj xj when j belongs to r minus plus sigma arj xj when j belongs to r plus, where r minus and r plus are defined as follows. R minus is set of all integers such that arj is less than 0 and r plus is set of all j such that arj greater than or equal to 0. That means now we shall rearrange the terms of the equation 2. We get sigma arj xj when j belongs to r minus plus sigma arj xj when j belongs to r plus, that is equal to the integral part of xbr minus xr plus fr. We shall write that as fr plus capital I, that capital I is the integral part of xbr minus xr. Hence fr is a positive fractional number and I is the integer value, and fr lies between 0 and 1. Now we shall consider two cases. In case 1, I assume that fr plus I is positive. If fr plus I is positive, then we will have the following terms: fr, 1 plus fr, 2 plus fr and etc. Therefore the equation 3 becomes sigma arj xj plus when j belongs to r minus plus sigma arj xj when j belongs to r plus, which is greater than or equal to fr. Take that as equation 4. Since arj belongs to r minus or non-positive, that means they are negative, and also xj greater than or equal to 0, hence we shall have the following inequalities, which is sigma arj xj when j belongs to r plus, which is greater than or equal to sigma arj xj when j belongs to r plus sigma arj xj when j belongs to r minus. Therefore, by equation 4 we get sigma arj xj j belongs to r plus is always bounded above by fr, which is great. Suppose in case 2 I take fr plus I is negative, then we will get the terms fr minus 1 plus fr minus 2 plus fr and so on, and therefore summation arj xj when j belongs to r minus is always less than or equal to sigma arj xj when j belongs to r plus sigma arj xj when j belongs to r minus, which is bounded below, that is sigma arj xj when j belongs to r minus is less than or equal to minus 1 plus fr. So take this as equation number 5. Then you multiply this equation 5 by the negative term minus of fr by 1 minus fr, or simply fr by fr minus 1. So we have fr by fr minus 1 into sigma arj xj when j belongs to r minus is greater than or equal to minus 1 plus fr into fr by fr minus 1. Therefore, fr by fr minus 1 sigma arj xj when j belongs to r minus is greater than or equal to fr. We take that is equation number 6. Thus, equations 4 and 6 implies that any feasible solution to the mixed integer programming problem satisfies the following inequality, that is sigma arj xj when j belongs to r plus fr by fr minus 1 into sigma arj xj when j belongs to r minus greater than or equal to fr. We'll take this as equation 7. However, equation 7 does not satisfy the optimality condition of linear programming problem, and so we consider the equation 7 as a Gomoris mixed cut, and it can be rewritten as Sg is equal to minus fr plus sigma arj xj when j belongs to r plus fr by fr minus 1 into sigma arj xj when j belongs to r minus. We take that as equation number 8. Now this equation 8 is called the Gomoris cut. Here Sg is called Gomoris slack variable, and it can be also written as Sg is equal to minus fr plus sigma fr j star into xj, where this fr j star is defined as follows. Fr j star is equal to, first concept, fr j star is equal to arj, that means the fractional value of the summation sigma arj xj when j belongs to r plus fr by fr minus 1 sigma arj xj when j belongs to r plus. So that is taken as this fr j star. This fr j star takes arj. You know already, it is a coefficient of xj, right? So the fractional value is always arj, means only if arj is greater than or equal to 0, as well as sj must be non-integer. In second case, fr j star, that is the fractional value, takes value fr by fr minus 1 into arj only when arj is strictly less than 0, that means it is negative. Arj is nothing but, we already know, it is the coefficient of xj. Therefore, if the coefficient of xj is negative as well as xj is non-integer, hence that fr j star is always taken as fr by fr minus 1 into arj. In the third case, fr j star is equal to simply frj, that means the fractional value is nothing but again same fractional value when frj is strictly less than fr. You know already, frj is nothing but fractional value of xj, whereas fr is the fractional value of xbr. This condition holds good only when xj is integer. In the fourth concept, frj star is equal to fr by fr minus 1 into frj if frj is greater than or equal to fr and xj is integer. Now we'll move on to algorithm for constructing Gomoris cut in mixed integer linear programming problem. Step 1, this is an initialization step. In this case, in this step we just formulate the given integer linear programming problem, namely the mixed integer linear programming problem, into a standard form, and then solve using simplex method by ignoring the integer requirement. If all integer restricted variables have integer solution, then terminate the procedure and conclude that the current optimal solution is the optimal basic feasible solution to the given integer linear programming problem. Otherwise, go to step 3. In step 3, we choose the row R. Small r represents the number of the row, first row, second row, like that. Choose the row R corresponding to the basic variable xr, which has the largest or the highest fractional value fr, and then generate a cut in the form sg is equal to minus fr plus sigma arj xj when j belongs to r plus fr by fr minus 1 into sigma arj xj when j belongs to r minus, where fr always lies between 0 and 1. In step 4, we add the generated cut or the new constraint, or otherwise we call it as a Komori's cut, in step 3 to the bottom of the optimal simplex table, and then find the new optimal solution using dual simplex method and return to step 2. We repeat this process until all restricted basic variables have integer values. So now we have another type of integer linear programming problem. It is called 0-1 integer linear programming problem. Here also we have a standard form for this. The standard form of the 0-1 integer linear programming problem is stated as follows. Minima is z equal to sigma j equal to 1 to n cj xj. Subject to the constraint sigma aij xj, which is greater than or equal to bi. For all j takes value from 1 to n and I takes value from 1 to m, but this basis variable, namely xj, should always take either 0 or 1. Therefore here we have so many applications in 0-1 integer programming. The 0-1 integer linear programming problem is used in several fields such as capital budgeting problem, allocating limited funds to various investment projects in order to maximize the discounted net return, and so on. So thank you for watching this video.